Thank you for stopping by Ballistic BBQ. On today's video, we're going to be cooking up a whiskey-infused, herb butter rubbed pork rib roast on the pit barrel cooker. Let's get going. All right, the first thing we're going to do is get going with that herb blend. I have here my molcajete. It's a mortar and pestle. We're going to start adding some fresh herbs. Right here I have about 4 sprigs of rosemary that I've kind of chopped up a little bit here. About 4 sprigs of fresh thyme. 5 cloves of fresh garlic. And I want to just get these mashed up, kind of get the oils released. This is going to really intensify that flavor. And this is about what we're looking for. Like I said, kind of a nice paste. Let's move on to the next step. Okay, I have here about a 1/4 cup of softened butter. Let's get those herbs into the butter. Start to get this incorporated here. Okay, now I have here a shot of rye whiskey, and I'm going to pour this on. The butter's going to kind of resist absorbing it, but as you whip it in there and get the butter softened up, it'll take, believe me. And there we go. That's what we want it to look like. Let me show you this pork roast, and then we'll get it rubbed down with all these herbs. And here's this gorgeous pork roast. 8 bones. This is Berkshire pork, and it's from Heritage Farms. The folks over at the Wagyu shop sent this to me, so thank you guys. I appreciate that very much. Let's go ahead and get the hooks in. We are going to be hanging this in the pit barrel. So I'm going about 2 bones down, sticking that first hook in. Second hook in. Now I always like to do that first, just so I don't have to do it after it's all covered in the rub. Now the next thing I'm going to do is just score the fat a little bit. The reason is, as this cooks, that fat's going to shrink up, kind of tighten up, and it's going to pull away, leaving areas without any seasoning in it. So I'm just going to try to minimize that a little bit. So I'm just going to, again, score through the fat. There you go. Now we'll go ahead and get that herb butter whiskey blend on here. Try to work it into those cuts that I just made. All right, now I'm going to hit it with some coarse ground kosher salt, some fresh ground pepper. Okay, I have the pit barrel fired up out in the patio. Meet you guys outside. All right, the pit barrel's ready to go. I'm burning oak lump charcoal right now. And right here I have some, these are basically pieces of oak barrel staves from whiskey barrels. So these were used to age whiskey barrels. I'm going to add this to the lump. All right, let's get this hung. And we are cooking. Now I realize that some of that butter is going to run off. I'm not worried about that. There's so much flavor from those herbs and that whiskey and that blend. It'll be really, really good, believe me. What I'm going to do is just let this rock, and I'll be inserting a temperature probe in here shortly. I'm pulling this roast once it hits 140 degrees Fahrenheit internal. All right, we are 2 hours and 15 minutes in. This pork roast is done. Look at that. That is just gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. All right, what I'm going to do now is take it in the house, just loosely wrap it with some foil, let it rest a while. They'll be slicing it up and let you guys check it out. All right, and here it is. Check this out. All rested and ready to slice. Smells so good. You can see I still have, you know, plenty of herbs on there. Just a beautiful, beautiful crust on the outside of this. Nice and kind of sticky fat. It's looking good. Let's go ahead and get this sliced up. Wow, tender. And just look at that. I mean, just so juicy. As I was slicing it, just that porky smell. Give this a try. You can see it does have a nice little smoke ring. I mean, it's not real dark, but it's definitely there. And I'm definitely getting a smoky flavor. So as usual, the pit barrel cooker pulls through. Again, you put the food in there, then you walk away. You really don't have to do anything. I mean, I was just monitoring the temperature of this, and that's it. That's one of the beauties. That's why it's always the cooker I recommend to people who are looking for a new pit, or, you know, kind of want to get into outdoor cooking, but they're intimidated by, you know, managing heat. You don't have to manage it. You set it and forget it. Anyway, guys, thanks for stopping by. Keep those requests coming in. See you in the next video. Cheers.